My name is Rory Golden. I'm a diver, and in recent years I've become an explorer. And I'm here in Titanic, Belfast today for the 30th anniversary of the discovery of Titanic. 30 years ago this day, Dr. Robert Ballard and Jean-Louis Michel discovered the remains of the Titanic on the seabed 2.5 miles below the ocean surface. And on that expedition, a man called Ralph White had brought an Explorers Club flag with him. The Explorers Club is a non-profit organisation formed in 1904 to further pursue the interests of science. The Explorers Club flag has been to the North and South Pole. It's been to the deepest parts of the ocean. It's been to Mount Everest, and it's been on every expedition to the moon. To have an Explorers Club flag on your trip is not something that comes lightly. There has to be a scientific purpose for it. I'm here today to show you and tell you about a very special flag that was on the 1985 expedition. The Explorers Club flag here beside me on this wall was taken on this expedition in 1985 by Ralph White, a cinematographer who captured the moment when Titanic was discovered. This flag was not an official flag because no official application could be made for it. But a man of foresight, Ralph White, brought this flag with him, and when the Titanic was discovered, it was revealed to everybody. And so 30 years later, the flag has come full circle. It's now here in Titanic, Belfast, on public display for the very first time. And it can be seen here for the next month of September for all coming into Titanic in the atrium here with its history behind me and a story that brings to a conclusion a very special and unique flag from the Explorers Club. It's very significant that this flag is here in Belfast because there has been only one other time that an Explorers Club flag has been put on public display as an event or an exhibition. And this is the second time only that it's ever happened. And when this flag goes back to New York, it will be permanently retired and hung on the walls of the Explorers Club in New York for posterity. So this is a rare opportunity for the public to come and see this flag and realize its significance in the place of Titanic's history. On one very special point, this flag only this year went on a last expedition, and that was to the remains of Titanic's sister ship, the hospital ship Britannic, that sank in the Aegean Sea during the First World War. The flag went on that expedition and was actually brought down by divers to the remains of the Britannic. So a circle has been completed. Here we have a flag that went to the Titanic and went to the Britannic, Titanic's sister ship, and it's now here for all to see before it's retired permanently. I have a lot of personal attachment to this flag because the man who created it, Ralph White, was a very close friend of mine. He became a friend of mine when we first brought him to Ireland in 1988 to talk about Titanic. And over the years, we became close friends, and as a result of that friendship, I ended up going to Titanic in the summer of 2000 and the summer of 2005. So there's a very personal, close attachment to this flag for me, and it's a very special flag because of that, in my particular case. In the summer of 2000, when I was on a Titanic expedition, I brought a memorial plaque from Cove, which is Titanic's last port of call. I had no guarantee that I was actually going to dive to the Titanic, but the memorial plaque became my ticket, and I ended up in the last few days of the expedition to actually go down in a submersible and see for myself the Titanic through the porthole of a very small submarine. And to experience that is something unique because very few people in terms of outdoor adventure have actually been to the site of the Titanic. I went back in the summer of 2005 and I brought memorial plaques from Belfast, Titanic's place of birth, both from Harland and Wolff, the company that built the Titanic, and from Belfast City Hall, from a memorial dedicated to the Belfast people who lost their lives on the ship. And again, I had the great experience of going down and seeing the ship there through a viewing port of a very small submersible 2.5 miles below the surface and left memorial plaques there for all posterity to see, to bring to a conclusion the both sad story of Titanic leaving Belfast and calling into Cork before it headed off across the Atlantic on its last journey.